staged photography and street photography. Let's talk a little bit more on this, starting with quite an interesting photo. I'm still not sure if that's a good or a bad example. I'll be happy to read your thoughts on this. What I mean. Seeing this person at the bus stop, I realized that I may take an interesting photo here. The body language seemed to be quite proper. I had my favorite reflection as well. But when I saw the reflection of my own legs on his back flowing into his legs, or rather their shadow, well, that detail I liked a lot. The photo is actually quite good, but the question of staging the frame, of adding details to it, of improving the image as a puzzle, literally, this question remains open. In one of my latest lectures, I posed the same question. Is this a staged photo? And is such manipulation, if you may call it that way, allowed? A student of mine replied, well, the street photographer is also part of the street, part of the life on the street. I'm more inclined to think she's right. I would be really happy to read your thoughts as well. A photo we've already spoken about, why it appears here. Well, the story is that I've been recently asked by an acquaintance of mine, a photo blogger, for an image that he may analyze and show in his channel, YouTube channel. So this was one of the photos I sent. One of the very first words about the picture were, "We see birds in the photo, I hope Denis didn't insert them." In other words, he said, the birds here were inserted in Photoshop. Wait, what? How the story actually went? Here I was down on my knees for quite a long time. I was shooting on a series. Then at home at the computer, I saw the birds. And because of the nuance they add, I just chose this photo exactly. My sincere advice: be honest with yourself when you shoot. It disciplines and develops at the same time. If you couldn't do it as you wished from the first time, just try again and again till it gets better. If you deceive the viewer, you're deceiving yourself as well. Once, twice, then you won't be able to stop. Well, another important reason why cheating is not acceptable when it comes to photography. Here's the context. As far as I remember, the contest here is I'm Nikon, quite a serious one. After the final results are announced, everyone congratulates the winning photographer. A lot of people start asking him how long he waited for the plane, you name it. His answer, pay attention, I was lucky, not very long. Just a small detail. There came, of course, the master of revelations, added just a little bit of contrast, voila. And so it started. The internet is merciless, you know. Whether you like a scenario like this one, draw your own conclusions. That's deliberately not my cup of coffee. Here comes another example of how close street photography is to documentary photography. What we see: an aggressive fist in the upper right corner and a really scared face of an elderly woman. And of course we immediately link them together. Aggression and threat, this is our judgment. The truth is a little bit different. I was there, I saw the story, so trust me. Actually, as I understood, these people are relatives. The grandma has such a tense face because she simply can't hear well. They were talking about medications or something of the kind that had to be bought. Photography may lie. Here comes another proof. I was with my daughter at the pool and we saw this scene. I took a photo, feeling sad of course. I was sorry for the young boy without a leg at this age. Well, in a minute, this one that you see on the picture, he got up and started walking on his two legs. How? Just the crutches weren't his at all. But when you see an image like this, the same associations, the same thoughts would come to your mind as well. photography may manipulate. Keep it in mind. Take a look at the beautiful warm colors here, the mysterious situation. This is actually a notorious junkie neighborhood in Tel Aviv. What you see here is a puking dude, most probably after a kind of overdose. I just want to emphasize it one more time. What we see is not always true. Don't take me wrong, I'm not deliberately looking for stories like this one. Furthermore, I have absolutely no intention to deceive my audience. But the truth is that often enough, these are the most interesting shots. Whether for better or worse, time only will show. Here's another photo I'd want to speak a little bit more about. Quite an interesting photo in my view. So starting from there, what we see, two adults looking nostalgically at a young couple kissing. If you take a look at the composition first, you'll see the triangle. And geometry, as we've already mentioned several times, is quite welcome in photography. The hand of the man on the right is Michelangelo style, right? This one adds to the artistry of the frame. Here is a cross, formed as well quite properly. Last but not least, here is the golden rectangle. How it is formed? Well, as a guiding line, it uses the window frame. Now comes the interesting part, how I took this photo. The story went like this. I was standing right there looking through the window at the kissing and hugging couple. The adult man and the woman had already been attracted by my camera. Well, at that moment, I made kind of a surprised grimace and at the same time started bringing the camera to my eye. Then, of course, out of curiosity, the adults simultaneously turned their hands in the same direction just to see what had provoked my surprise. I had to just build a frame and not miss the moment. And then I asked myself the question, is this a kind of staging or just an auxiliary technique? No answer still to this question as well.